Hello everybody, this is day 2, so I'm just going to wait a little while, just give you a chance to all jump on and watch this as we do this live this evening. If you're watching on Facebook and you're on the live broadcast, then drop me a little hello, just let me know you're there. If you're watching it on play, then comment with the word replay. And if you're watching it from other aspects, then thank you for joining us. So, my name is Samantha Jane and I am known as the Psychic Coach because that's what I do. I coach people. I coach people to bring in positive change into their lives, whether through my readings or my coaching programs. So this is day 2 of our 5-day challenge to get more focused. Hello everybody tuning in. Nice to see you jumping on time today. Fantastic. That's great news. So, as I say, this is day 2 of our 5 days to focus challenge. I hope you enjoyed yesterday. Have you done your homework? That is the question. Did you take time to stop and think? Someone give me a little revelation you realised about yourself and your busyness. Who discovered something about themselves yesterday? Did our session yesterday have an impact? Drop me a little comment, let me know. So what we were looking at yesterday was business versus busyness. Two very different things. It's very, very easy to slip into the habit of busyness instead of slipping into business. So how many of you? So Debbie realised she needs to revisit an idea. That's good to hear. John says, no excuse, you got to get more focus than that. You didn't need to use that worksheet. You could have just used a notebook. Come on, stop finding excuses to not get this stuff done. That's lack of focus. And the point of this week is to get you much more focused. So, as I say, we were looking yesterday at the difference between business and busyness. Okay, and I set you 3 questions to be asking yourself. The first one was, is it an IPA? That is an income producing activity. Is it increasing your engagement, which I'm going to talk about today? And is it setting you up to do more, sell more, and all of that? So when you look at your list of things that you do, so I realise things after doing the IPA, good, that's what I want to hear. So we're starting to get that focus in. So what we're starting to look at today is where to put that focus. So I don't know if you realise that your brain is actually only capable of thinking about 3 things at any one time. All right, so this is where that energy of overwhelmment can come into play and hold you back. Some of you may not even realise that you're putting yourself into the energy of overwhelmment. So you will see today that I've added onto there, I've scanned in a page just to show you of a daily planning sheet that I have. And as you can see, as I said yesterday, just 3 things, because the brain can only focus on 3 activities at any time. So just be aware of that. Okay. So what I want looking at today is engagement, because really and truthfully, if you're in the service industry, it's completely about engagement. And the other thing we're going to start to bring into today's session, so I hope you've got that notepad, is why. Because I want to know what is your why. And don't tell me to make money. Yeah, because when we're in service industry, the money is a byproduct of doing something that we love. Okay, so be aware of that. And I want you to know, what is your why? Are you saving to buy a house? Is it for a lifestyle so you can be home to be with your children? Is it about creating security for yourself that you've not had before? All of these things. What is your why? Is it because you want to make a difference in the world? Yeah? What is your why? So we have the why in terms of what we give to other people. Yeah, like Fiona's just put, making other people's lives better. But what I also want to know is, what is your personal why? What is your why? Because you could do something else to make people's lives better. Yeah, there's 1,000 things we could all choose today to do that. And yes, that's fabulous. That's what business should be about. That's what successful business is about. But I want to know, what is your personal why? Because in order to stay in the game and in order to stay motivated, you need to have a why. You need to understand and know what your why is. So, for example, I have a client who wants to buy a house. She's working towards that. We're shifting her financial aspects so that she's ready to buy that house. But, you know, I have to keep reminding her of why we're doing it on a personal level, because it's bloody hard work at times, this being in business, all right? We have to hustle. I call it hustle. And that's why you need, yes, your vision for your business. So the helping other people, making other people's lives better is your vision. It's not really your why. So let me see some comments. What is your why? Why are you doing on a personal level what it is that you want to do? Drop me some comments there. Let me have a look at them. Yeah, let me know what your personal why is, because it's so key to keep you motivated through the grey days and the slugging at it, hustling days. All right. So as I say, you have your vision statement, but you also have a personal why. So drop me a comment. Let me know what your why is. So back to the busyness while you're all thinking about that. It's ever so easy to fall into that trap of needing to justify your time, feeling the need to fill that schedule. All right. So one of the things that we're going to do, because the brain can only juggle 3 things at once, is we need to choose today what are your 3 most important things to do for your business. I mean, on my daily planner, I do put my personal stuff in as well. You know, sometimes, you know, I do have to actually pick the children up from school. Not my eldest from college, but, you know. So John's put his up, which is move house and have a better me time. See, those things are key, because that's about making yourself have a better life. Now, one of the things is your business, you can only be doing for other people what you are doing for yourself. So if your business is not improving your life, how can you expect it to improve the lives of other people for the long haul? It will go, it will disappear, it will pop, because you are not doing for yourself what you are doing for your clients. Does that make sense, people? Does that make sense, my lovelies? Let me know. Now, so when we look at these 3 activities that we need to choose today, I mentioned yesterday the 3 questions, which are very, very key for this. And the first one is income producing activities, because I want you to select today, ready for tomorrow, 3 key things that you are going to do. All right. So Debbie still wants to work from home, fulfilling some callings, and to create financial stability to clear financial muddle created by another person. But we just won't even go into that. We all have history. It's totally irrelevant to our now. All right? Right, so that's just clicked with Fee. So you just had a light bulb moment, Fee. But it's true. You have to be the product. You have to be the result that you are marketing. Yeah, that you are selling. Even if it's a service, you have to be well, you have to be happy, or you have to be creating the life that you want. Otherwise, to be perfectly honestly, you're being a phony, aren't you? And you're being a fake. You know, this is why I always say never follow a poor guru. And the reason I say that is because, you know, if you've got some spiritual person saying, oh, you shouldn't charge and you shouldn't this and you shouldn't that, then they actually do not get the law of creation. They do not get how this universe works. They are just churning out words that they have heard. All right. Does that make sense to you? So, income producing activities. Those are things such as discovery calls, meetings with clients, yeah, stuff like that. Your actual client appointments as well, because obviously most of you are going to be in service of some form. It's stuff like that. So discovery calls, writing content, which is to then increase engagement, which will knock on to your, increase of income. Okay, income producing activities. The next one I'm going to talk about is aligning business, setting you up to do and sell more. In my coaching programs, I teach a lot of mindset stuff because half the time this is the battle. All right. So even that kind of thing is aligning you up to do, be, and therefore sell more. Business planning, business development. Not playing around with dreams on bits of paper, not spending 3 hours surfing Facebook, reading what everybody else is doing, because apart from some aspects of the business, we're not interested in that. We're interested in you. All right. So setting yourself up to do more, sell more. That is getting your back office sorted. Making sure everything is automated to take you out of your back office and into your front office to do the bit that you do best. Right? It's things like that. Now, the third one is engagement. And today I'm going to talk about engagement with you. Now, engagement is really key in service industry. Okay? So, nobody wakes up in the morning and thinks to themselves, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to find some stranger online and I'm going to spend £2,000 or whatever with them on this product or this training, this coaching, this training, this product. Who does that? Nobody does that. Nobody is going to spend money with you unless you have engagement. Who agrees? Who understands what I am telling you? Right? Drop a comment in the box. Who understands it? No one gets that. It doesn't matter how good your service is, your coaching, your products. It does not matter. Yeah? It doesn't matter because all of it is irrelevant if they do not know you. You have to build a relationship. So one of the key things to focus on and put into your mind that this is what needs to be focused on, yeah, is your engagement with people. Otherwise, you're doing all this activity, all this promo stuff, blah, 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 blah. But if you're not engaging, you might as well have not opened up your laptop. All those adverts you're doing, all those postings, all the rest of it. You quite honestly, you might as well have not shown up for work that day. So what do I mean by engagement? And these are the things to put on this list, okay? So one of these boxes, I want you to put in an engagement activity or a number of them if you wish. Now, one of them is you will see me myself. I put posts on Facebook, of course I do. All right, and it's the same on Instagram, and it's massively on Instagram, but that's our whole other workshop. But you need to engage with your people. So every time someone makes a comment on your post, I don't care what they have put, I don't care how busy you are, you need to comment back. It's called relationship building. You do not sell in your engagements. Yeah, you're just focusing on the engagement. You're not focusing on the sale. You are purely focusing on building that rapport or relationship, whatever word you want to call it. Does that make sense to you? Now, that can be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, your personal page on Facebook. Yeah, it can be going out and networking. That is engagement activity as well as an IPA. Yeah, as long as you know how to network when you're out and about and it doesn't bore you to death. I have to say I'm guilty as charged of that one. I cannot stand networking. Oh. But that's just me. I get constantly invited to breakfast networking. Who in God's name created networking at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning is beyond me. So that's not my thing. So I just don't even bother trying to engage in that. Does that make sense to you? Do the engagement that you enjoy, but understand if you think it's pointless, I will tell you now it is not. So on your focus sheet, one of those boxes needs to have in it for you to do tomorrow a focused, an engagement activity or a number of engagement activities. Yeah. And then I want you to understand that why is because this is aligning business. Yeah. Which is our third question, isn't it? Aligning business. So your engagement activities, when you then comment, is aligning your business to sell more in the future. Right, who agrees? Who gets that? Do I need to go into that a little bit more? Drop me a comment, let me know. All right. See, the thing is, the point of yesterday's exercise was to see how much time you're actually losing every day. Because when I did my poll on what bothers people about their businesses, it was getting distracted, it was staying focused, etc., not having enough time. I'm like, seriously, how can you say you do not have enough time? Yeah, admittedly, yes, if you're working with clients, coaching, or whatever you are doing, teaching, yes, then time is taken up in that capacity. And then you would look at outsourcing if you've got the revenues to be doing that. But right here, right now, I cannot accept from anybody that they do not have the time. Because if you work to a more focused structure, you're going to end up doing less in order to have more. Does that make sense to you? So what are the 3 most important things that you need to do tomorrow? What 3 things do you need to get done tomorrow? Let me know one that you've written on your list. Let me see what you've put. See, what you have to remember is what you focus on is what will expand in your world, in your bubble. All right? So be aware of that. All right? So all that Fiona can think of is connection. So other ways to engage with people. Engagement on social media is the biggest industry at the moment, and it's always going to be. I have to say to you, if you're not on Instagram, Fiona, I'm going to tell you straight away to jump over onto Instagram. A lot more business to be had on Instagram. All right. The issue with your pages, etc., is that there's very little activity going on. Yeah, phone calls is engagement. Phone calls is IPA as well, as long as those phone calls are to prospective clients. Okay. But and other ways that you can engage in people, obviously on your own Facebook personal page and social media, but also being out and about and just through interactions with people in daily life, even see that as engagement. So you need to become sociable, as I would call it. You need to be proud of who you are and what you do, not hide it away. Go out and about. Social media, you need to join groups. That's the best way for engagement. Yeah. So Debbie's just put up her to-do list. Okay. Case study. Is that for a meeting? Is the case study for a meeting? Yeah. So all of this could be then put onto your website to save you time, so that in future you can direct people to your website to read your case study. Yeah, does that make sense to you? Let me know. So yeah, so are you feeling good? Are you feeling focused? Are you feeling positive? Let me know. I hope so. To remain focused, you have to know what your why is. Because if you do not have a personal why behind the work that you are doing, then you will lose your momentum. You will lose your motivation. If you're also trying to do a ridiculous amount of things every day and trying to cram in, know again that you will lose your momentum through overwhelmment. I promise you, you will get far more done with 3 things, 3 power tasks on your list than 100 things, because if you're doing that, then you are turning it into a slog. All right. And what I want you to do as well is tick off achieving those things, make a note, a connection with how it made you feel to achieve those things. Because psychologically, we need to switch your mind over to achieving, and that being focused is what's making you an achiever. Does that make sense, my beautiful tribe? Let me know. So remember, nobody is going to wake up and just decide to go out and spend thousands of pounds with a complete stranger. Network, meet for coffees, but coffee's about business is what I mean by that. Yeah, get friends to introduce you to whoever, take up any speaking offers, all sorts of things like that. Asked to go in and do presentations, asking to do demos in schools. For example, with some of the work that you do, walking into a school and offering a free session as a taster, something like that. Doing events at school fetes. I know it's a different time of year. We've just gone through the summer, but it's all these kind of info. Yeah, all these kind of opportunities to get your info out there. Does that make sense? Instagram, absolutely. Instagram is pictures and marketing. It's a fabulous tool. Whatever you're doing on Facebook, cut and paste. Come on, you need to be cut and paste queens to get it onto Instagram as well, to make your presence felt. So I want you to do this today, ready for tomorrow, and I want you to work to this structure. Once you've done those 3 things, you will probably find that you are motivated to do something else. And this is where you need to then prioritize and think, what is the most important next thing? Not general things. Yeah? What is the most important next thing that you can do to step your business forward? That is a focused mind, not scanning through Facebook, filling your time so that you kind of feel productive. That's what someone that does in an office, excuse my French, who is bored shitless in their job. That is not who you are. So stay focused, stay driven, and remember your why. Yeah? And if you haven't got a why, then you need to find one, and you need to find one fast if you're going to reach the success level. Remember what I said. You have to be creating yourself the happier, better, whatever life. Because otherwise, how can you be creating that for other people if you're not doing it for yourself? So I hope I've helped you. If you have any questions, etc., just post into the group later. I will come back on and I will chat away to you and answer any questions connected to focus and what we've talked about today. So remember, when you're choosing your 3 focus priority activities for tomorrow, is it an IPA? Is it about engagement? And is it aligning business? Have an amazing, fantastic, successful 24 hours, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, you can comment though if you need me sooner. Have fun.